Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Evil Chipmunk, and today I am here with my friend Grant Bialek.
Hi, everybody.
And we're here to talk about an organization called Boys to Men New England. So tell me about this. Tell me about Boys to Men. What do you guys do?
Well, we are a group of men and boys that gets together every couple of weeks to hang out, connect with each other, and have some fun. Um, for me, it's about helping the boys figure out how they want to grow up, how they want to be as they become men, and making sure that they know that I and the other mentors are there to help them.
So talk about that a little bit. Is that the primary goal of the organization, or is there a more general, I guess, mission statement?
Well, in my mind, that really is the mission. It is to support boys as they grow into and become good men. There's the belief in Boys to Men in New England and at large that to become a healthy and good man, boys deserve and need the support of a circle of caring men. And that is what the Mentor Circle strives to do, to provide boys with the opportunity to think about and formulate for themselves how they want to be as men, and then to provide them with the support to help them achieve that.
Sounds awesome. What does the leadership structure of Boys to Men look like?
Well, at the local level, so for Boys to Men New England here in Western Massachusetts, we have a Western Mass coordinator, and he serves to help us stay organized and kind of keep on point. So he calls us all together. We have mentor meetings. We talk about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And then, within the group, there are mentors of varying experience. And so some of us take on responsibility of organizing our groups. And beyond that, there is a board for Boys to Men New England. And also there's a structure for Boys to Men USA to help centers across the country really kind of elevate their game, if you will.
So, to what degree does the New England branch of Boys to Men interact with the national branch, if at all?
Well, Boys to Men USA is a work in progress, but they have a board, and the chairperson of the Boys to Men New England board is serving on that body, and he is currently the treasurer, but he's involved in everything that's going on, really. It's men from different centers across the country, and Steve Hanyatsky, our board chair here in New England, is really on the front lines of that. So that's pretty exciting for us in New England.
Is there more of a day-to-day interaction, or is it purely the administrative level?
Well, we are getting on thin ice as to what I have direct knowledge of. So I'll just kind of give you my understanding of it, is that, there isn't really a day-to-day yet for Boys to Men USA. It's a little bit more still at the beginning of figuring out how they're going to support the rest of the centers and kind of setting the foundation so that they can really support us in the work we do and to allow us to grow in the ways that we want to.
Fair enough. So what kind of venues does your group go to?
Yeah, sure. So kind of like where are we? What are we doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, it varies. It varies a fair amount. It has a little history. We were able to meet at a community learning center, North Star Center for Independent Learning, I think it is. Forgive me if I get some of the details a little bit wrong. And they were good enough to donate space When that was no longer available to us in the same way, um, we have used a property, a barn at my house to meet. And then we also spend a lot of time out in the community doing various things. So we might meet up at a bowling alley, or we might meet up at a paintball field, or at our next group, um, we hope to. We may meet up elsewhere, but we're going to wind up out at Berkshire East and do some snow tubing. Yeah, so it varies, but we've always found a place. It might be a mentor's home. It might be a location in the community. Right now, I'd say Boys to Men New England. We don't have one single place that we call home yet.
So, if you'll allow me to go off on a bit of a tangent, do you, in your personal opinion, think it'd be helpful for Boys to Men to have a single location, a single consistent location?
Well, I think it would certainly come with some benefits. It may also come with some costs, but it would be, in my opinion, be nice to have one location that could accommodate us any given Sunday, and meet our kind of most basic needs in terms of space and facilities. But that being said, we're an all-volunteer organization, and it's not the kind of thing we're in the position right now, at least, to go out and pay for in a major way. And so it's hard and hasn't been a realistic expectation to find that good enough permanent home right now.
If anyone, on the off chance that someone with a venue watches this video, is there any kind of contact link you'd like to give them so that they could get in touch with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would be great to throw my email in, and also we could provide a link either to the board or to our executive director.
Sure. All of that information in the description down below. Click, hit that like button maybe too. Shameless plug. Is anything off limits for Boys to Men?
Well, yes and no. It's really important for what we're doing for people to feel safe.
Okay.
And so we need to co-create, with everybody's buy-in, a place that feels safe for everybody to attend. And so, what that looks like, that's, hard to pin down exactly. And it requires kind of ongoing discussion. So that's us as mentors speaking up about anything we say, anything we see, and engaging the boys, the young men, around those things if they were to happen. So that's physical safety and emotional safety, really. And but it's all fair game to talk about. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know, not the most specific of answers, but I think it really gets to the heart of it. And I can't spell out all the things that might make anybody who attends our meeting feel unsafe. So it's important for us to kind of stay vigilant every time we get together and to remain connected to what's going on and who's present on that day so that we can make sure we stay within those boundaries.
So feel free to not actually answer this question. And with any of these, actually, you're more than welcome to no comment if you so choose. But is there anyone, theoretically, that you would turn away from a Boys to Men group or activity?
Yes, there are. In particular, I'm thinking about adult men who might be identified as predators of some kind. So, we do train and we do screen all the adults who attend our meetings. And so that is one factor that's foremost in our minds around creating safety for the boys. And it's hard for me to think real specifically beyond that point. It is an organization that really is men serving boys, so it's all male. It doesn't mean that it's all male in terms of the people behind the scenes, whether that's at the board level or volunteering or the families of the boys or the families of the mentors. And we do have family events. And so I would say that, there are meetings or portions of meetings where any and all of those people are welcome. And it just maybe helps us to define what the group is going to look like at that time.
Okay.
Again, we kind of go back to that safety point about it just being safe for everybody. That's something that we do as an organization, is that background checking of adults.
Okay. So, in that vein, what, if any, process is there to becoming a boy? Is there a specific term?
Our participants we call journeymen,
Okay.
and that's symbolic that they're of the fact that they're on a journey toward manhood, right? And technically, we like to employ that specific term, journeyman, after they've completed a weekend event that we typically host in New England during the summer months, in August usually. And that's where we do a lot of work with the boys around identifying the man they want to become, characteristics of that person, things that might be obstacles for them in achieving that, and connect them with the idea of using the mentor circle and our groups for support.
Okay.
And so kind of after that event, we celebrate them as journeymen. But that's it, journeyman or J-man. That's
Okay.
kind of the term.
So, is there an age limit to becoming a J-man?
Well, there's kind of a typical range, and say of 12 to 17, and it's going to be specific to the circumstances of any youth who's wanting to get involved. So it may be that not every 12-year-old is going to be ready to participate in our groups for whatever reason. So it really, age is just an example. And it may be that someone comes to us at 18, and we've had both of these circumstances in the past, and they get involved then. And that's all okay. It's all about the understanding the specific circumstances of each individual.
Okay. And building off of that, is there a process / an age limit for becoming a mentor?
Well, in the last few years, as we've had more boys complete kind of their teenage years, their adolescence, and reach the legal majority of 18, but we kind of developed a category called new men, and that kind of covers the 18 to 21-year-old range. And so that's sort of an intermediary period at least within the organization, where we see you're no longer a J-man. You are a man in the sense that you've reached that age of 18 and you have these additional responsibilities in our culture. And yet you still maybe don't have all the experience that you will, right? It's still a development. And so I kind of think of that meaning for mentors, that you might go from being a new man to being a mentor somewhere around that age of 22, if that's what you want to do, if you're still involved with the organization. But it's not a hard and fast line, and there's room, for everybody to participate at the level that's right for them. And so if there's a new man who has a lot of energy and passion and commitment and responsibility, there's no reason why they can't function in all of the ways that, you know, a mentor who happens to be older might.
How many groups are there currently?
Well, within Boys to Men New England, there's really only one active center at this moment.
Okay.
And that's our group here in Western Massachusetts. And really, we're pulling participants from throughout the Pioneer Valley, from as far south as West Springfield up to Greenfield, and, you know, east and west of the I-91 corridor. There are plans in development for a site-based group, you know, within a couple of area schools. And, you know, because I don't know how those discussions will out, I can't say too much more about the prospects there. But there's the idea and hope of growing into a slightly different model. You know, our group that's active now is based in the community. We meet on weekends. We get together in different places, and we go to places and we do things. And the site-based model is really located in that site. For example, in a school, meeting during the site's open hours, or in the case of a school, possibly right thereafter, and is going to be more tied to whatever options are available at that location. So that's kind of I hope that answers the question. There is also, you know, there's interest in a group in the Boston area, and it's really about finding the men to mentor it. As is my current understanding of where that stands. And there have been other groups in the past. There was an active center down in Connecticut, in Torrington area, and there was also a center in Boston and one up in Brattleboro, Vermont. But right now, it's us here in Western Mass.
Again, feel free not to answer this, but do you have a speculation as to why those other groups may not still be operating?
Well, I think one of the things that Boys to Men has learned about the community model is that it kind of has a life cycle. You get a group of boys together and a group of mentors together, and we age. And that tends to winnow the group down over time. And so I think it's been some variety of that story. And the groups, I think of the groups that I'm thinking of that have been in New England, you know, they depend on a relatively small group of mentors. And people's lives change, and we might move on from Boys to Men. And that might contribute to, at some point, to the decline of any given group. The hope is that, you know, schools, for example, happening day after day, year after year, provide a really good environment in which to build a sustainable group.
If boys or men are looking to join the J group in some capacity, how could they go about doing that?
A number of ways. If you go to BTMNE.org, you go to our website, there should be links to connect with us, and we definitely follow them up. And then you could also respond to the email links that you're going to provide along with this video, and we can follow that up too. And then phone numbers are available to give us a call. It's really just about reaching out and connecting with us and finding out where we're going to be next. We do all kinds of outreach in terms of helping someone get comfortable with the idea or learn more about us, whether it's a talk on the phone. Another mentor might go visit a family or a boy at home. We've even had other J-men come along and visit with the boy. And sometimes people just find out where the group is and they come to one. A lot of our growth happens, though, from the friends and connections of J-men who are coming. You know, it's a boy who has a good experience here, who shares it with someone else in their life, and you're like, hey, I want to come check that out. And that's what's really kept our group going over the years, is not through any marketing or efforts of ours, but through the J-men sharing their experiences with friends and family.
Well, that's amazing. So, to all my viewers, if you like the sound of Boys to Men New England or anything we've talked about today, check in the description. There'll be a couple of links and contact info. And hopefully you guys can at least explore, see if what we've talked about interests you. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Hey, it's been my pleasure. I really appreciate the opportunity. Well worth it.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for watching. It's been fun, as per usual. I will see you guys in the next video. Evil Chipmunk, signing off.